Hey, good day. Welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Current blood sugar is sitting at 8.6, fully calibrated. I actually have some active insulin left in my system, which is 1.325 units. That came from this little correction, because I don't always have a correction dose. Bolus, the pink lines there, was pretty constant throughout the night. I started, where are we? Around the late evening, I dropped below, but then I kind of took off and was in range. I didn't go higher, which is a plus. So this is all pretty good day. Now if we switch over to time and range, 88% time and range, which for me is pretty good. It's not stellar. I still aim for that elusive 100%. But it's a pretty good number, because you remember, we kind of congratulate if we're above 70% time and range. You feel better. So, all in all, good. 11% above, 88%, which, let me guess, it works to 99%. So that means I'm 1% time and range. 1%. I was below on my time and range map. Average sugar in millimoles is 7.4, which is pretty decent. I kind of like 6.8. I don't know. I just feel my best. Today, I want to discuss with you T1D Experts. So sit back, grab your cup of coffee, tea, whatever you like to drink, and we'll get going with today's chat. Stay tuned. This channel is provided for informational purposes only. Contact your physician for any diagnostic or treatment plan. Whenever you get a group of diabetics together, there are always those who tend to be, oh, I know everything about diabetes. Hey, here, I'm the first one to say, I don't know everything about diabetes. And that's why I say to you, if there's something I say to you about diabetes that resonates with you, get it checked out, do your research, get it checked out by your doctor before you begin any regime. I was at a diabetes event, and there was a lady there who says, my family doctor says, no, you shouldn't do that because I work in his office. And we kept hearing this the whole event. Don't be the T1D expert. The only T1D expert you need to be is for you. No one's going to like the person who claims they know everything. I do some research before I come up. I have an awful lot of experience, but that does by no means say I know everything. In fact, just the last couple of days, I had an appointment with my diabetes nurse. There is still stuff that she brings up that have no relationship with diabetes. And I'm kind of like, oh my, okay. So, how do you stop being that T1D expert? First of all, don't try to top everyone's story. You know, one of those, you're in a group saying that you were diagnosed and you keep interrupting by saying, oh, well, when I was diagnosed, my blood sugar was so high. And it's the topping up syndrome. Don't be that. Don't offer the help unless solicited for help. And how things you can watch out for are, what would you do in that situation? There, someone is asking for your help. You don't need to have all your fingers in everyone's diabetes. It's really quite easy to sit there and say, well, I've learned this already. We're all on different levels of our diabetes path. And you may think that you're trying to teach and that everyone's going to be the same as you. I don't believe that diabetics all can fit into one little pigeonhole. We're all different in our diabetes journey. I try to get my blood sugars totally in line. Does it work? No. But that doesn't mean everything I'm doing is wrong. But there are people out there who will criticize. There are people out there who claim that they know everything about diabetes, and they're talking about a different disease. And what I mean by a different disease is T2Ds, those of you who have type 2 diabetes, trying to put their philosophies on us. Type 1 is a different disease. The only thing we really have in common is the high blood sugars and that we need to control them. We can both be on insulin, but the reasons for our high blood sugars differ from person to person. Keep things relevant. Don't try to show that you're the best sort of person out there and that, oh, well, you see, when I got diagnosed, we had to climb to school uphill both ways. No, keep it real. And if you ask for help, keep it relevant. Don't go off into left field. There are so many different aspects of type 1 diabetes. So keep it all within the relevancy. If you find yourself off waffling, cut it back. I'm not the greatest at this. Yes, I can waffle a bit. Make sure you're connecting with the patient, the other diabetic. So we've said so far we want to keep things relevant, that only offer your advice if needed. Places where this can really come out is if you sit in a round table, that's the place maybe to tell your stories. Don't scare a diabetic into, oh, you better, you have one blood sugar, you're going to go blind in your eye. Well, that's the sort of thing I was taught when I was first diagnosed. And it was all scare, scare, scare. And you find out once you get going in your life, that one blood sugar isn't going to cause major damage. Recurring high blood sugars, that's where we need to work on. And you may offer and say, well, how can I help you achieve your goals? That's the true diabetic expert, or T1D expert as this is called. Offer your help, but don't force it upon them. Don't try to be, well, I'm doing this just because I'm doing so much better with my diabetes control. A lot of times you see my stuff, which I put on every video beforehand, and this is telling you that we're doing all right. But we know there are days on here where things aren't going the greatest. I'm not running off and asking every Tom, Dick, and Harry, hey, what are you doing with your diabetes? Some people don't like to talk about it. Be aware, make sure you have the right to offer advice. Some people, their diabetes is very personal to them, and they want to ensure that they get correct information. And your stories may offer. My stories that I give are not meant to be upsetting. I have stories about me being high, going into emergency with a blood sugar of 72.8, I think it was. That, for me, I don't mind talking about it if I'm asked. I choose the topic of these videos. You're welcome to watch them, or you're welcome not to watch them. That's up to you. As a diabetic, if you're here looking for advice, that's great. You can watch them. But don't feel that you have to sit here and watch every single video of mine because I'm just that great. No, I bring my experience to the table. If you choose to partake, that's awesome. Pretty much an easy day. Ask if they'd like help. Look for the symbols. Offer your help. Keep it relevant. Don't go off into left field. Keep it precise and short. Then you can be a true type 1 diabetic expert. And with that, have a super day, and we'll talk again soon. Bye now. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com.